You are now tuned in to the Jmack Experience Podcast.
Hey guys, we are here at the Koha Creative. Got my brother here, Ed Brady. This past year was incredible. We started and embarked on a wonderful journey, the Search RI. 2026, we're hoping that this year brings way more blessings your way. But before we begin this episode, we would like to pay our respects and our condolences to Brother Ali. We actually got the chance to work, or me, myself, I got the chance to work and meet him for the very first time at the Medici, when we did some of our semifinals. But Ed, I know you wanted to touch a bit on that and, sad time. Why don't we give him a moment of silence before we speak on anything?
Amen.
So our condolences once again to his family and his loved ones and everyone that got a chance to meet him. He was definitely a beautiful soul and, great energy. And, it's crazy because Chris was telling me about him. Chris Revel was telling me about him for some time. And I just never got to work with him, unfortunately. But,
Yeah, man. The universe connects people in specific times for a reason. And I never myself got the opportunity to work with him prior to the search. And
yeah.
What a beautiful energy as our collaborative, creative energies all came together. He was so uplifting. He was profoundly positive. He was such a nice, unique soul that asked questions and just wanted to be involved in positive creations of impact. And, you don't know what the lesson is when God takes someone from us so early in their journey. And you go into a night and then the next thing, something like that hits an entire community. But I know that I'm spending my time in his memory with direct intention to continuing to lean in to love and kindness and community collaboration. And that's what he showed me in his profound time, limited, that we got to spend with him.
Right.
But the impact that he made is transcended not only in this creation, but in so many other worlds that he's touched here in our creative state of Rhode Island. And, my thoughts and prayers go out to his entire family that he's left. I was fortunate enough to be in the energy of healing at his services. And it was just multiple hours of prayers and positive storytelling. And the amount of kind words that were expressed in his honor. I wish I had the opportunity to know him more, but we'll continue to do the work.
Keep his name alive.
And his honor. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
So, if are they still? Is the family still ask? Well, I know that they were. You ended up going to the services. Is there any way that people can help?
Yeah, they've been fortunate enough through connected network of so many kind souls. I think close to $50,000 has been raised back for the family. Of course, that's ongoing. And, he leaves a fiance behind and a beautiful family. So if anyone has the means to give, they certainly can go and give on that GoFundMe.
Nice. We'll put the link, right? So people can, donate if they can. Now, sad, time, that happened and unfortunate. But I want to go from the very beginning, right? Of like how we first came up with an idea, more or less, right? We were sitting one day just hanging out like we're doing now. Today's been an incredible day. I'm not going to lie. Would you agree?
It has.
We did some amazing things. We got some work done.
Adventure, yeah.
Yeah.
And, I remember even being back in this room in a different environment when we were first starting the storytelling and the podcast and how you helped through the journey and your experience in that world helped us obviously get our messages out. So I appreciate your time early in.
Absolutely. It's been an honor.
But that's how we started, right?
Yes. So
Yep.
We started with just an idea, right? Yeah. Just all of us here at the drawing board, pretty much. Yeah. We foreseen it, right? And then it was just about doing the action part.
Sure.
Because you can always have all these wonderful ideas, but if you don't do it,
gotta do the work.
Right?
Yeah, gotta do the work.
So, do we want to revisit like the very beginning?
I remember thinking about how we're often not given enough love on a national level. This is, in my opinion, the most creative state in America. And I'm going to say right here on the Jmack podcast experience, but we have so much talent here.
Yes.
And that's exactly how the conversation started. And then we basically said, well, let's go on a search. Let's find, Rhode Island, New England, but Rhode Island's, best singers and best dancers and best comedians and emerging souls that we can find a way to uplift, and in doing so through storytelling, because on top of the people on the stage that we're showcasing, we also have so many beautiful storytellers, beautiful podcasters, cinematographers. It takes a team, it takes a village, and we knew that, so we went out on a search and trying to humbly discover 20 to 25 people that we could put through a little showcase series and do a little social storytelling pilot season. And I remember it was me and you that first went out to Myrtle's open mic. And we were shooting with what, Jmack? A cell phone.
Oh my goodness, we shot with
today.
A cell phone, and we had the Pocket 3 Pro. We're gonna put it out there because maybe in the future we can get somewhat of a sponsorship from DJI. So we gotta manifest it. Yeah. But we used a small camera, cell phone, and just got to work.
Yeah,
no excuses.
Got started. Yeah. And from there it went to finding our first emerging stars, and then it led to another open call, and then another open call, and then another open call. And more mentors stepping up to be part of the mission and part of the vision of just kind of through action.
Right.
Giving people opportunity and experience and knowledge in their crafts to find a way to uplift all of us throughout this artistic community. And somehow we discovered 45 emerging, incredible artists.
Well, that's what I want to say. Sorry to cut you off, but we were focusing just on 30, remember? Well, it was like 25 to 30, and then we ended up doubling.
Yeah, we found 45, and we probably could have found more. We received hundreds of emails, which we vetted. We went through multiple live scenarios where we get to watch the artist live, and it's kind of cultivated and grew into this incredible creation where it's not just me and you anymore shooting on a cell phone with the early believers of mentors Johnny Gates and Karen McKee, and then evolved into this beautiful creation with multiple creative shooting with Blackmagic cameras and
full production
and boom mics, and we feel like we're at Saturday Night Live. And, in the energy of just this beautiful collaborative creation of a whole bunch of like-minded creatives who believe in a mission and a dream that we believe Rhode Island's a creative state. Let's show them what we're made of. And through the storytelling, I think we're starting to see on the social channels the engagement that we're getting. 400,000 views in the last 30 days. People want to see what kind of talent is right here in their backyard. We can certainly see what's going on in the world and the national level and the international level. I remember when Facebook first started, right? I went on and I would write like, I ate a sandwich today. Now you go on, everyone's at World War, they're all fighting. But what we're trying to do is pure intention, where it's just positive storytelling. Uplift home, uplift your state, and show all the unique talent that lives right here in the creative capital of America.
But we have to highlight and mention this. The thing that I found the most interesting, and the reason why I was so ready to see what was gonna happen, because a lot of times with certain type of platforms or these shows, they go by now with like how much following you have or how popular you have, like how much people like know you. But this was more like, we didn't really care about none of that. It was solely based on the talent that the people had. And, you were trying to give an opportunity because you can get people from all types of states to come down here, even New York, Connecticut, but like you wanted to focus more, like you just said, on Rhode Island, which is incredible because I feel like even when people make it from here, they never represent really Rhode Island. Like certain people do, but like they'll end up going to New York or they'll go to California. You know what I mean? So I feel like this has been an opportunity for the people that are from here to really like capitalize on it, and we can show the world, that is more than just the smallest state.
I think the potential here is absolutely insane. We have so many beautiful pocket cities and towns that still haven't even been discovered. I could find weekends to, bring my son Maverick and go on an adventure in all these areas that I have still yet to discover. And I think that's the beauty of Rhode Island. You can get through the whole state in an hour. We have incredible beaches. We have incredibly diverse cultural cuisine. Some incredible
best
restaurants, I believe, and hardworking small business owners that have grinded to make sure that we've made it through COVID.
Absolutely.
And, I think that's kind of also the beauty of what we're creating in the search and the emerging artists that we're discovering, not only in front of the camera, but behind the camera.
Behind the scenes.
Right? And hopefully this can continue over time to become Hollywood East, right? Like there's so many people even beyond us that are doing those efforts behind the scenes to continue to bring more and more production here. But you've been at it, the Rhode Island International Film Festival.
And shout outs to Legacy RI.
Legacy Collective, right?
Legacy Collective.
New graduate, congratulations.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
And for those that don't know, Jmack, what is Legacy?
Oh, Legacy Collective RI is another space where people can get creative and, they don't really care if you don't know anything. They're willing to show and teach and very hands-on. So, there was a lot of things I've been, doing like, camera work and podcasting, but I've learned a lot of things from that, just attending the program, and it's completely free, which, most programs like that, you definitely got to pay for it. And I feel like I said, like, even if, like they had said at the end of it was like, even if you decide that like film is not for you, at least you got to try it, and you learned a few things from it, which we learned lighting, we learned audio, which these are things that if you don't really know, you can watch YouTube videos all day, but like if you're not hands-on with it, sometimes you just can't learn it, So it was a great opportunity, and shout outs to Ian, shout outs to Rich, shout outs to all the mentors that were there, and we got to film with she's an Olympic bowler, Jasmine. She was really cool, and it was just good to see like how a full production comes into play with people who are well experienced.
Yeah, and now you have a network of access to alumni.
Absolutely.
Like Jarena.
Yes, Jarena. Shout outs to Jarena. She's also wonderful. But you know what? I want to revisit though, just speaking on from the beginning as well. What were some of your, because we went to Myrtle, we went to Park on Pub. Am I saying it correct?
Pub on Park, yeah.
Pub on Park.
Yep.
We went to the Parlor in Providence.
Yep.
Which one, just the open mic aspect, which one was your favorite?
Oh man, I imagine if I ever have more than one child, there are no favorites. I think the beauty of creation is it's ever evolving. Yeah. And for me, I think, something as I'm grounded sitting in this podcast.
Lovely space.
Now, months and months later, and, the website's live, and we've discovered 45 artists, and the editing team's doing a great job cooking and telling the stories of all these beautiful artists that we've discovered. There's something about that first day, right?
Myrtle.
I was gonna say. Rolled up, and we had our cell phone and we were excited, and Kara had artist after artist beautifully perform and vulnerably in a safe space show us who they were, and we discovered 2 artists that first day.
And this is after 4 hours.
4 hours, right? And there were more than that for sure, but 2 really resonated with us. One in particular stuck around for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And they performed last.
Absolutely.
Right? So then you go from there, and we compounded that, and then emails started flooding in, and the momentum just built, and we started getting press, and we're on the news. Yeah. And all of a sudden, we're in it. We're all in it. And I think one beautiful thing that I've certainly taken away from this is you can only do so much by yourself, right? We're in a world, survival mode. We certainly identify people are trying to put food on the table, trying to protect their house over them. But you know what? When we come together as a collective, when we come together and collaborate and use our unique strengths as our superpowers, and we surround ourselves with others that are versed in so many different fields than we may be, anything is possible. And I'd like people to see that through the continued creation of this beautiful collaborative journey that we're all on, because I don't know where it's going to end, but I know I love being in it. I'm excited for Search Days. I'm excited for mentorship and action, filming, creating, and most importantly, continuing to showcase home. Right. We could sit here and we could start identifying all the world's problems, or the problems we're even here at home. We know they exist. I'm not saying that they don't.
Everybody has problems, right?
Every day we could roll up our sleeves and continue to collaboratively work on solutions.
Right. That's the main thing. But I because I want to keep circling back, like Search RI, right? Where are we at now? Like how many contestants are we down to? We went from 45. Now we're at how many?
It's a great question, Jmack. It's a great question. So we've had 45 performers now perform live at 2 live semifinal shows. One at Medici,
Yes.
beautiful venue, and the other one at the Elliott at the Park Theater,
Wonderful.
another beautiful venue. And we've seen 45 artists pour out their soul, and judges were involved who are also mentors in this process. Judges, we're all just trying to give advice on how to guide forward and continue to build the community. But we sat here at Quahog Creative for 7 hours and really
it's almost a whole day.
Almost a whole day, and couldn't quantify really a resolution on a direct path to move forward. We always, knew we wanted to get it down to a top 20, 25, 22 range, because you got to get it done in one night in an ideal world, but it's tough to cut anybody.
Right.
So now we're doing this unique collaboration round. We're trying to see how artists work in collaboration together. Maybe it's a dancer
it's a
with
game
a singer.
changer.
Maybe it's a rapper with a vocalist.
I like
Who
it.
knows?
Okay.
And we put that back out to the artistic community to see if anyone wants to get another look for the producers. And then our goal, is to finalize the 45 emerging incredible talents that we've discovered, hopefully down to 22, while still including the rest in the journey forward. Because I think the whole goal of this is it's not a competition one-off that we're all just, that was fun. There's prizes, right? We're hoping that there's collaboration for decades to come. With people that met each other through this process.
You want to build relationships.
Virtual strangers that look nothing alike.
Gotcha.
That enjoy the beauty of uniqueness of their creations.
I like it. It's funny that you said that, because it actually doesn't really feel like a competition, especially when we're in these rooms. You know how sometimes you go to certain, there's different shows that you could tell it's cutthroat, but everyone, I feel like, is very united. Even when we have these events and we're at these venues and stuff like that, it's like everyone's just chill. They want to get to know the other people that are performing. No one's like better than anybody. It's always a wonderful vibe, right? So let me get this straight. We're still haven't decided. We're still at the 45.
Jmack, I wish I could give you and all the artists who are.
I'm going to keep pushing. That's my job.
An answer, but no, I think we're still in final discovery mode. I think, there's many elements you're looking for in an emerging artist, right? There's you want to know that they're talented, right? You want to know that they can be coached. You want to know that they're collaborative. So, there's so many factors beyond just one live performance that I think the team is looking at. And, that's the beauty of what you just expressed is it's very, very hard to see people that aren't collaborating, that aren't wanting others to succeed, that don't want to collaborate after the show. So I think just kind of one last producer look is what we're looking for.
So this is where
some of the artists. Certain artists specifically who have more training, stand out in certain regards. But at the same time, there's some emerging energy artists that are incredibly uplifting. You ever, there was an interesting Simon Sinek clip where he explains the Navy, I believe it is. They look for, they could take high performers that are the best performers, but their trust level might be mediocre, but they'll do anything to perform, right? No, they look for high performers, high trust.
Gotcha.
Even medium performers, high trust. Right. So there's so many factors that we're trying to find amongst each other as we're all healing, growing, evolving, and trying to learn together through mentorship and action. Like you expressed earlier, I'm no better or worse than anybody else. I'm just trying to use what I've learned through 41 years of this journey and apply my strengths in this creative collaboration where, if let's say Netflix picks it up or Instagram directly and we're living on these vertical shorts, which are the future of storytelling, obviously we know what's happening. I have a movie that you've been on the set of that I have right here, Good Burger 2. We have another great movie coming out, Roaring Game. I'm never going to want to stop telling stories through movie storytelling. It's how I grew up, right? I love movies, but at the same time, I'm very cognizant in 25. Shorts of the current reality. Attention spans are lower than ever, and we can capture and cultivate people's attention in just quick 2 to 3 minute clips that live online on networks that exist, right? So, it's been fascinating to watch the page continue to grow, and it's not about likes, right? It's about growing collectively together and actually in theory trying to show that we all got a brand and market ourselves, right? But it's less about the likes and more about continuing to evolve and being honest and authentic in yourself, in your art. And then I think that's when the beauty really starts to come out, when you're in a safe space of creation where you can learn, continue to evolve, ask questions. And I feel proud. I think that's what we're growing collectively together.
Speaking of growth and evolving, who do you think personally that you were able to because you were able to mentor a few of these artists, correct?
Yep.
Who did you feel like took the advice the most and you were able to see the growth within them? Who would you say?
Beautiful question. As I sat and paused in your question and reflection, so many of them, like so many come to mind, and I don't want to sit here and isolate, because I could go on and on watching a nervous first introduction of the artist, stranger situation, to one's comfortability grew amongst both of us, emerging artists, beautiful. I'll give one just to. There's no favorites here, but I'll give. Yeah,
we're not singling people out. We're giving everyone a fair shot, but it's just an opinion based, our opinion.
I've watched an artist continue to show up because we've been trying to activate more and more opportunities for artists to perform live in different settings, to grow their confidence, to get them ready, hopefully for not only the main stage grand finale, but in life, right? Yeah. We all have times where we fall and we got to get back up. And I think back to your previous point, cultivating an environment that is collaborative and is safe and is uplifting allows artists to reemerge and find their craft that's in there again. And I watched at the Historic Park Theater, which is a venue that I went all in to save with my family and my partnership group in my hometown, getting back to leaning in at home. And we were fortunate enough to do one of the open calls there on the second floor with Nicole and Michelle, who were the owners of the Elliott Space. Beautiful job they've done there. Yeah. I can recall back to performer after performer that wowed us. And but one in particular stands out in my mind. She's a nurse. She's 31 years old, I believe. Yeah. And her name's Scarlett Peoples. And,
she was really good.
If I look back at her first, not timid, but beautiful song, and another one that day that stands out is Ryan, and I could go on because so many stand out that day. But to watch her in this process be discovered there, and then show up at Garden City, and then show up at a faith-based homeless dinner that we were curating, and then show up and keep showing up. And we've talked on this. The importance.
It's about showing up,
right? Showing up for yourself, right? Showing up for others. It's so important. You got to show up, and she keeps showing up. And through each individual performance, her confidence continues to keep growing, and it's really truly a beautiful thing to see. I just watched her generate a clip where she was performing the national anthem at a live bar right before the Patriots game.
That's awesome.
And the entire group of people were in dead stillness and silence, respecting the anthem and respecting the beauty of her music. And I think I could go on and on 44 other compelling emerging artists that have the ability through their artistic expression and some additional coaching and mentorship. And we don't want the coaching and mentorship to end at the end of the show. I hope some of these people that we're connecting, the mentors with the artists, and there's a lot of beautiful mentors who have stepped up to give their time, not for pay, just because they want to teach what they've learned. They want to open up a door or a connection. We all need someone in life to step up and continue to help each of us, right?
Mentors, and very important.
And that's the beauty of this community, right? There's 45 emerging artists, but there's a ton of mentors, there's a ton of creatives, and we're all kind of going through this 9-month-year journey, trusting and believing in ourselves and evolving in our respected crafts to be, hopefully, a continued better and better evolved version of ourselves.
I like it. Well said. Now, the next event, do you have a date in mind? Do you have a specific venue in mind?
Yeah, so we're doing 2 collaborative creation mentorship and action sessions. We're not even sure if they're going to be available to the public yet, but one is actually this Sunday at the Talent Factory, which is a beautiful venue right here in Rhode Island, in North Kingston, Rhode Island.
Nice.
Teaches dance and all sorts of artistic expression. Also attached to the Event Factory, which we held one of our dance open calls at.
Right.
So beautiful venue, and we're going to do some of that collaboration round where we're working with a dancer and a singer, and then from there, the following Sunday, we're doing a showcase of sorts of collaborations amongst singers at the Blue Room, right here in Cranston and Patuxent Village. From there, at the end of February, beginning of March, we're still working through the venue and the final details. We're gonna be on a grand stage, man.
It's gonna be a big one.
Grand finale. It's gonna be in front of a large audience, hopefully, and we really want to showcase all the work that's been done over the last year of this creation, and give everyone their time to shine. And I want to emulate that feeling that we experienced at Medici.
Oh yeah,
Elliott, because we were alive, right?
It felt like a full production. I literally felt like I was on a movie set. It was very surreal.
Amen, brother. Well, you deserve to be there.
It was awesome. But quick question too: can people attend the collaboration events? Like people from the general public, or is it only for the
Blue
cast?
Room? I believe I will allow access. Yeah, but there's yes. Short answer is yes.
Yeah, they're gonna. What time are you gonna be holding each event?
That'll be a midday Sunday after church activation. So that's probably
1 o'clock.
Still being finalized, but around 2 o'clock is probably
2 to like 6 type of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's awesome. So I guess people can contact maybe through the search.
Stay up on the website. Yeah, the searchri.com,
and they'll see the details there.
Yep.
And then as far as sponsorships, who do we have? Do we want to shout anybody out? Any new sponsors?
Yeah, man, absolutely. You can't do anything without people that support the vision, and there's so many, and I would invite people to go on the searchri.com.
Yes.
And see all the people that are supporting this vision. I was just going over it with you in the other room, and we want to make sure everyone has access to learning information, but through our connected network of creative collaborators, we've somehow been able to find over $50,000 in in-kind support and sponsorship to continue to create this vision and bring it to life at the magnitude that we are, which is a beautiful thing. J&R Marketing is our presenting sponsor. They've done a great job not only building out a beautiful website that highlights not only the artist, but the creators and the mentors, right? And the video clips are landing on there, and the photography clips are landing on there. So, shout out to them because they're doing a lot of the merch and things of that nature. Ryan Ardito Films stepped up in a big way.
Ryan Ardito is one of my favorite guys, man.
Leading the video production team. So I would be, I have to give him a lot of love, and Maddie Craig and Johnny Gates and Karen McKee. And
didn't you guys nominate her like VIP or something like that?
MVP.
MVP, yeah. And, shout outs to her.
And Aaron Farrow and Asman. I could go on and Jarena, and there's not one person that's not living on that website that hasn't touched this production in such an uplifting way. We started the podcast today with Ali. Ali, going back to watch the beautiful video of expression of him believing in us is something that motivates me, like watching or listening to Man in the Mirror and Michael Jackson. We all have a song that has to get us up out of hard days to continue to believe in our own visions and keep showing up. And shame on me if I don't keep showing up for people like Ali who showed up for us. And that's it, man. We're in a momentum, incredible creative flow, in my opinion, and it seems like everyone else's, where I'm excited for that
me
next
too.
creation, that next production, and the sky's the limit because we're in a unique creation like never before. It's not a movie. It's not on Netflix. People can watch it right online for free at their own time and leisure, and they can learn right about all the unique stories.
We got a YouTube channel, correct?
We sure do. You helped me through that journey early on. Yeah.
Shout out the YouTube channel.
It's all the Search RI.
Everything the Search RI.
Yeah, the Search RI. Yeah.
Now, if people want to be, let's say they want to contribute in any type of way, whether it's through services, sponsorships, anything in general, can they email you? You have an email that people contact?
All the information's on the website.
Everything on the website.
But the email is thesearchnewengland@gmail.com. And again, going back to sponsors and supporters, people have seen the vision and like Bella Vista, and they wanted to provide food for all the artists.
Oh yeah, very delicious, by the way.
Behind the scenes, people like downstairs. Danielle did hair and makeup with Rachel, and everyone felt like a superstar.
Absolutely.
There hasn't been. So, like I said, I invite people to go see those people right here at home that are making a direct impact in the artistic community.
Can't forget the drone operators.
Oh, Mark and
that was awesome.
Oh my God, they are so. Mark and Jacob are so talented.
Yeah.
Collaboratively, a team. You had the Zoom.
I can't believe we had a drone in the building.
Driving through the whole space, and yeah, man. Ali said it in one of the past clips. He said it's like we have these like Avengers of superheroes with all these unique creative talents, and emerging collectively together, we've created this beautiful creation right here at home. And we can go back to realities and we can watch the news and we can see all the darkness in the world, or we can lean into evolution, doing the work,
making a change,
our crafts, where we want to spend our time, our energy, home, right? Be part of the solution. Stop highlighting all the world's problems.
Mm-hmm.
Get up one day at a time, and just create, right? Isn't that kind of part of the solution of battling depression or anxiety or stress or pressure? Or create every day.
I wanted to say something. It's funny you're saying this, but I remember one of the key things one of my former bosses would always say, less complaining, more solutions. We could sit here and complain about all the problems we got. Some people are going to have more problems than you. Some people got less problems than you, but everybody has problems, right?
Absolutely.
All we got to do is take it one day at a time. Look at today. We didn't plan any of this stuff. We just came together.
We felt inspired, yeah.
We made it happen.
Let's give a message.
Right? That's the overall goal. And, I know that, like we were just saying earlier, like times can get rough and stuff like that, but just focus. Listen, if you got another day and you're living, you could be in the hospital, you could be homeless, so many things. If you got a roof over your head and you're healthy, and you woke up today, you still got another chance.
Be gracious. And I think when you're living a life of resentment, when you're living a life of anger, and I'm not saying it's not justified, right? We all sometimes get hands dealt that are out of our control, and we wish they could be going better, right? And, it's easy to live down that path, but when you start to live a life of gratitude, a life of appreciation, you start to be around that frequency, and things start to open up and unlock further and further. And I think it's important to do that self-work. If we're out of balance, if all we're doing is working to survive, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people, including myself, at times had to do that, and even still, right? You got to put food on the table. But, when you're kind of living in the mindset that you just vulnerably expressed, a life of faith that you have a roof over your head, you have food, you have clothes, we're breathing.
Right.
We're, for the most part, healthy. That's a blessing.
Exactly.
Especially when we lose those closest to us. And it reminds us more than ever, use your time with intention. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to use my time forward, especially as a newer father, with intention to create the greatest impact that I can, to create the greatest legacy. So my son and those that we raise around for the next gen are proud of the efforts that we're making today. It takes sacrifice, it takes resilience, it takes grit, it takes collaboration, but collectively I truly believe we can all create change.
Through belief, anything is possible.
I have hope, man.
Speaking of belief, major accomplishment. I'm super proud of you, by the way. I couldn't wait to have this in my hand.
Thanks.
But we want to congratulate you and everybody from the Search, right? Because the Search Alright pretty much led to this. Can we speak more about how this happened? We
absolutely
got the front page here. This is big.
Absolutely. That's a very humbling experience, and Jmack, I think we spoke on this. I don't need validation, but it's nice to be recognized. And speaking on gratitude, I'm feeling very gracious that Hey Rhody considered me and Lupe on the cover of Cohog Creative as visionaries with so many other beautiful creatives throughout the state to watch. But again, we wouldn't be on the cover of that if it wasn't like creations like The Search or Poor Decisions or all of these collaborative co-creations that we're doing with all these other creatives, right? When we make a cover of a magazine like that, it's because we all made it.
Right.
And, that also takes someone like Chris, our mutual friend of ours, to vouch and
shouts to Chris Rowe.
And say that we deserve to be on a magazine. Yeah. And then when you go through a vetted group, a magazine publication, they also believe, then it really uplifts self-doubt and reminds you to have faith that, again, collaborating with other like-minded individuals, anything is possible here in this creative state of Rhode Island, which is the most creative state in America. forward.
2026. What are we looking forward to?
More leaning in love, more community collaboration, more impact, more conversations, more change.
Right.
All right here at home.
I like it. Any last words before we close?
Nah, Jmack, you're the man. Keep doing your thing. Keep being authentic. Keep evolving. Keep growing. I see you, and I see everyone else on all of these collective collaborations. Much love. Thanks for checking out. Thanks for listening, and keep listening. Keep checking it out.
Absolutely.
Let's keep growing together.
You already know, the Cohort Creative, we're here. Ed Brady, the Search RI. Make sure you keep in tune with the website. Follow the page on social media. Check out the YouTube channel. And we'll be keeping you posted for future events. Once again, we appreciate your time. Have a blessed 2026. We're signing out the Jmack Experience Podcast. God.